scientists! Yesterday I was thinking about how I change my clothes every day. You probably change your clothes every day too. I hope so. Yesterday I wore something very different. I wore a really long, pretty flowery dress. And today I'm wearing pants, jeans, and a plain shirt. I look a little bit different today, but I'm still the same person. Yesterday I wore my hair down. Today it's in a ponytail. Yesterday I didn't wear my glasses, and today I am. Sometimes I look different, but I'm always the same. And that reminded me of our sight words. Our words that we see all the time that are always the same. They're always spelled the same. Like how I is always spelled with just an I. Can is always spelled C-A-N. The is always spelled T-H-E. We is always spelled W-E. Me is always spelled M-E. A is always spelled with just an A. Like is always spelled L-I-K-E. And C is always spelled S-E-E. They're always the same words, but sometimes they can look a little different. Just like how I change my outfit and I look a little different, our sight words, those words we know in a snap, can look a little different too. Today I want to teach you that sometimes our sight words, those words we know in a snap, can look a little bit different than they look here. Sometimes they can look different and they can be a little bit tricky to recognize. But a word scientist always knows that that word is still a word, even if it looks a little different. Let me show you what I mean, word scientists. This is the word I. This is how we usually see it. With a line down, across, and across. That's the word I. But have you ever seen an eye that looks all wavy like this? It looks different, but I can tell that it's the same word. This is a wavy eye, and this is an eye. How about this one, word scientists? Have you ever seen an eye that looks like this? This eye almost looks like an L, but an L by itself is not a word. So this is an I. You guys have gotten so used to using your iPads and maybe even other computers at home. A lot of times on computers, an I looks like this, without the line on top and on bottom. But we know that this is the word I. This is the word can. This is the way that we usually see can. With a C that goes around and stops, an A that goes around with a line down, and an N that goes down and a little bump. That's usually how we see, how we read, and how we write the word can. But have you ever seen a can that looks like this? I can still tell that this says can because I can tell that this is a C. This is a really fancy A. Maybe you've seen an A like this on your iPad or the computer. And this is a fancy N. Since I know this says C-A-N, I know that spells can. Can, can. It's dressed a little differently. It looks a little different, just like when I change from a dress into a t-shirt, but it's still the same word. C-A-N, can. C-A-N, can. This is our word, the. We usually read and write the like this. A T that goes down and across through it, an H that goes down and a little bump, and an E that goes across and around. But have you ever seen the word the look like this? I can tell it's the same word, T-H-E, the. T-H-E, the. But it looks a little different. Can you tell what's so different about this the? The T. The T in this the curves at the bottom like an umbrella. The T in this the goes straight down. They look a little different, but they're the same word. This is our word we. This is how we write we. We slant down, up, for the W. And then for the E, we go across and around. W-E, we. This is how we write we. But have you ever seen a we that looks like this? Can you tell what's so different about this we? The W is curvy. The W on the we write has straight lines. This W has round lines. But I can tell that it still says we because I can see a different looking W and an E. W-E, W-E. They both say we, but they look a little different. This is our word me. This is how we write it. We write our M by going down, little bump, and then we write our E by going across and around. That's how we write me. But have you ever seen the word me look like this? You can tell it's the same word because they both say M-E, me. M-E, me. But they look a little different. This me has some extra lines. But I can still tell that this is an M and this is an E. It's the same word, even though it looks a little different. This is how we write our word A. A goes around and down. But have you ever seen an A look like this? This is a very fancy, different looking A. Maybe you've seen an A like this on a computer, or in a book, or a newspaper, or magazine, or on your iPad, or on a cell phone. These are both the word A. A is just spelled with an A. Here's the way we write A, and here's the way you might see it sometimes. They look different, but they both say A. A. This is our word C. This is how we write C. Our S goes around and around. Our E goes across and around. And then another E goes across and around. That's how we write C. Have you ever seen a C that looks like this? I can tell it's the same word because I see S-E-E. But the E's in this C look a little bit different. I can still tell it's the same word, even though it looks kind of different. This is how we write our word like. Our L goes down. I is down with a dot on top. K goes down, in and out, and E goes across and around. That's how we write like. But have you ever seen the word like look like this? I can tell it's the same word because I see L, L, I, K, K, E, E. They're spelled the same, so I know they're the same word, but the letters look a little bit different. These letters are curvy, and these letters are straight, but they both say like. Now that we know our sight words are always spelled the same, but sometimes they can look a little different, it will be so much easier to find them whenever we're reading. Mabel let me borrow a book from her library. This book is called Pat. Let's read about Pat and see if we can find some sight words in the sentences. I am Pat. I already heard a sight word. Let's see. That's the word I. I see I right here. I. I am at the rock. I heard more than one sight word in that sentence. I heard I, and I heard the. Here's the. We were able to find our sight words so quick because we know what we're looking for. I can see a bug. I heard a lot of sight words in that sentence. I heard I can see a. We found a lot of sight words in that sentence because we knew what we were searching for. I tap the plant. I heard I, and the. I like the bug. I heard more sight words in that sentence. I like the. Thank you for keeping your eyes and ears open so that we could find our sight words. It's time for Fast Phonics. Now you might notice that we have more than one letter and more than one word, but don't worry. These are letters and words that we have already learned. These are letters and words that we have in our back pocket, and they're good friends of ours. But we're going to make better friends with them by studying them even more to make sure we really know them to use to read and write whenever we want. This is the letter M. The letter M stands for the sound like you hear at the beginning of map. This is the letter A. The letter A stands for the sound like you hear at the beginning of the word apple. This is the letter P. The letter P stands for the sound P, like you hear at the beginning of the word piano. Before we look at all of these letters, let's just focus on one. Let's look at the letter M. The letter M, uppercase M, is tall. We go down and then slant up, down. Lowercase m is small. We go down, little bump, little bump. Let's read and write some words that start with the sound that M makes, like in map. This is the letter M. It says like map. This is the letter O. It says like octopus. This is the letter M. It also says like map. Let's say the sounds. Now let's put them together slowly. Mom. Now let's say it fast so we can hear the word. Mom. This is the word mom. Let's try another word with in the beginning. This is the letter M. It says like map. This is the letter A. It says like apple. This is the letter T. It says T like turtle. Let's say the sounds. T. Now let's say them slowly so we can hear all of the sounds. Mat. Now let's say it quicker so we can hear the word. Mat. This is the word mat. This is our letter A. Uppercase A is tall. It slants down, and then across. Lowercase a is small. It goes around and down. Let's write and read some words that start with the sound like apple. This is the letter A. It says like apple. This is the letter N. It says like nose. This is the letter T. It says T like turtle. Let's say the sounds. T. Now let's say them slowly to hear all of the sounds. Ant. Now let's say it quicker to hear the word. Ant. This is the word ant. Now let's read a word that has the sound in the middle. This is the letter P. It says P like piano. This is the letter A. It says like apple. This is the letter T. It says T like turtle. Let's read the sounds. P, T. Now let's say them together slowly. Pat. Now let's say it quicker to hear the word. Pat. This is the word pat. The sound is in the middle of pat. This is our letter P. Uppercase P is tall. We go down and then back up and around. Lowercase p is a fall letter. It goes below the other letters. Lowercase p goes down, it falls down, and then back up and around. Let's read and write some words that start with the p sound like piano. This is the letter P. It says p like piano. This is the letter O. It says like octopus. This is the letter T. It says T like turtle. Let's read the sounds. P, T. Now let's put them together slowly to hear the sounds. Pot. Now let's say it quicker to hear the word. Pot. This is the word pot. Now let's try to write and read a word that has the p sound like piano at the end of the word. This is the letter T. It says T like turtle. This is the letter A. It says like apple. This is the letter P. It says P like piano. Let's say the sounds. T, P. Now let's say them slowly. Tap. Now let's say the word we hear. Tap. This is the word tap. It has the P sound at the end. Tap. Now let's look at some of the words that we have in our back pocket, like the, a, and c. We see the word the a lot when we're reading. We even use it in sentences, like I go to the store. I am at the playground. And the word a. We see and use the word a lot too. I am a teacher. You are a student. And the word see. We use the word see when we notice something. I see a word. I see a letter. Let's read, spell, and write these words. Let's start with the word the. Read it with me. The. Let's spell the word the. T-H-E, the. Spell it with me. T-H-E, the. Now let's write the word the, starting with that tall T. The tall T starts at the top and it goes down and across through it. Then we need our H. Tall H starts at the top, go down, little bump. Now we need our E. E goes across and around. The. This is the word A. Let's read it together. A. Now let's spell it. A. It just has one letter. Let's write the word A. That's a small lowercase a, so we're gonna stay in the middle. I'm gonna go around in a line down. A, this is the word see. Let's read it. See. Now let's spell it. S-E-E-C. One more time. S-E-E-C. Now let's write the word see, starting with that small lowercase s. Lowercase s goes back and around, and then it's an E. E goes across and around, and then another E. So I know it's gonna go across and around again. C. Today we learned that I can change my outfit and still be the same teacher. I changed my outfit and I'm still Miss Davenport. And it's the same with our sight words. Our sight words are always spelled like this. The is always spelled T-H-E, but sometimes they can look a little bit different. But great word scientists always recognize our sight words, even if they look different.